Hi everyone, this is Toyslab from Toyslab Creations. Today I'm going to be making yet another baby booty, and I'm going to be using 3.5 mm hook and DK weight yarn in 2 complementing colors. So to start, I'm going to make a chain of 25, make a slip knot, and then I'll chain 25. So go ahead and do that. I'll join you when I'm through with my chains. So I've made 25 chains. I'm going to skip the first chain from the hook here and make a single crochet into the second chain from the hook and make a single crochet into each stitch across. At the end of this row, I have a total of 24 single crochets. So go ahead and finish your first row, and I'll join when I'm through with mine. So I'm through with row 1. I have 24 single crochets so far. So moving on to row 2, now I'm going to chain 2. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. I'm going to make 2 half double crochet into the first stitch, 1 and 2, and then 1 half double crochet into the next 8 stitches. Four, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then make 2 half double crochet into the next 6 stitches, 1, and go back into the same stitch and make the second one. Then I'll repeat that 5 more times. If you prefer to work with written pattern, the written pattern is available in my Ravelry and Etsy store, and I will leave below the link to both stores. So I'm making the 4th one. Five, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the last one, 6. So after that, I'm going to make 1 half double crochet into the next 8 stitches. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the last one, 8. So I have 1 stitch left. Into the last stitch, I'm going to make 2 half double crochets. So at the end of this row, you should have a total of 32 stitches. So moving on to row 3, now I'm going to chain 2. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. Turn and make 2 half double crochet into the first stitch, 1 and 2. Then make 1 half double crochet into each stitch across. So continue with that, and I'll join you when I'm through with the row. How to finish row 3? I've made 1 half double crochet into each stitch across. So I'm going to finish the row with 2 half double crochet into the last stitch. So we have a total of 34 stitches on this row. So I'm going to finish the last half double crochet with the slip stitch of the second color. I want to use this gray for the upper part of this booty. So I'm going to chain 1 and turn, So for row 4 now, I'm going to make this is the back loop and this is the front loop. I'm going to make single crochet into the front loops only. So I'm just going to make single crochet all the way across into front loops only. So go ahead and do that. I'll join you when I'm through with mine. So I'm through with my row of single crochets. So moving on to row 5 now, I'm going to chain 2. This chain 2 does not count as a stitch. I'm going to make a half double crochet into each stitch across. So at the end of the row, I'm going to have a total of 34 half double crochets. So go ahead and make your row of half double crochet, and I'll join you when I'm through with mine. So I've made my row of half double crochet. I have 34 stitches thus far. So moving on to row 6 now, I'm going to chain 1 and turn and make a single crochet into the first stitch and single crochet into the next 8 stitches. That's a total of 9 single crochets. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And I'll make half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then I'll make double crochet together 4 times. So yarn over, insert your hooking, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through all. So I'm going to do that 3 more times. So 3, and the last one 4. So I'm going to make 4 half double crochets and then finish the row with single crochet into the last 9 stitches. So I'll join you when I'm through with my row. So I'm through with row 6. I've finished the row with 4 half double crochet and 9 single crochet. So moving on to row 7 now, I'm going to chain 1 and turn, make a single crochet into the first stitch and single crochet into the next 8 stitches. That's a total of 9 single crochets. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Then 1 double crochet into the next 4 stitches. Sorry, half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. Then make double crochet 2 together twice. 1, 2. Then I'll finish the row with 4 half double crochets and then 9 single crochet. I will join you at the end of the row. I'm through with row 7 now. So moving on to row 8, I'm going to chain 1 and turn and make a single crochet into the first stitch and single crochet into the next 7 stitches. That's the total of 8 single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Then I make half double crochet into the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So next I'm going to be making double crochet two together twice. This is one, and two. Then I'll make 4 half double crochets and then finish the row with 8 single crochet. So go ahead and do that. I'll join you when I'm through with mine. So I'm through with row 8 and I have a total of 26 stitches so far. So I'm going to chain 1 and move on to row 9, make a single crochet into the first stitch and then a single crochet into each stitch across. At the end of row 9 I shall have a total of 26 stitches. So go ahead and complete your row of single crochet. I'll join you when I'm through with mine. So I'm through with row 9. So moving on to row 10 now, chain 1 and turn, make a single crochet into the first stitch. Row 10 is basically a repeat of row 9, so I'm making another row of single crochet. So go ahead and single crochet into each stitch across, and at the end of row 10 we still have 26 stitches. So go ahead and finish that. So I'm through with row 10 now. So moving on to row 11, I'm going to chain 2. On this row, this chain 2 counts as a double crochet, so I'm not going to work into the first stitch. I'm going to go into the second stitch and make a double crochet, and I'm going to make a double crochet into each stitch across. So go ahead and make double crochet into each stitch across, and I'll join you when I'm through with mine. So I'm through with row 11. I've made double crochet into each stitch across. So moving on to row 12 now, chain 1, turn, and make a single crochet into the very first stitch and a single crochet into each stitch across. So row 12 just another row of single crochets. So go ahead and make single crochet into each stitch, and I'll join you when I'm through with mine. I'm about to complete row 12 now. I'm going to work my last single crochet into the top of the chain to the serves as a double crochet from row 11. Then I'm going to chain 2, 1 and 2. That chain 2 counts as a double crochet. So I'm going to make a front post double crochet around the second double crochet from row 11. So make a front post double crochet around this. And then I'll skip a stitch on row 12 and work a double crochet into the third stitch. I'll skip this double crochet from row 11 and make a front post double crochet around the fourth double crochet from row 11. Let me do that again. A front post double crochet. Then I'll skip a stitch on row 12 and work a double crochet into the next stitch. Skip a stitch here and work a front post double crochet around the next one. Skip a stitch here and work a double crochet to the next one. So just keep repeating that all the way across, and I'll join you when I'm about to complete the row. So I'm about to complete row 13 now. I've made my last front post double crochet and I still have 2 stitches left. So I'm going to make a double crochet into the next stitch like I've been doing. Then I'll finish the row with a double crochet into the last stitch here. So chain 1 and turn, make a single crochet into the first stitch and a single crochet into each stitch across. Remember, we still have 26 stitches. So continue with your row of single crochet, and I'll join you when I'm through with mine. So I'm about to complete row 14. I'm going to make my last single crochet to the top of the chain 2 from the previous row. So I have 26 single crochets. So moving on to row 15, which is the final row, I'm going to chain 2, which counts as a double crochet, and I'm going to make a double crochet into the next stitch. So I'm going to make a front post double crochet around this double crochet from row 13. Then I'll skip a stitch here and make a double crochet into the next stitch. Then I'll make a front post double crochet around this double crochet. I'm going to be skipping the front post double crochet that we had initially. We're going to be working around the double crochets from row 13. So I'm going to make a front post double crochet around this one, and I'll skip a stitch and work a front post, work a double crochet into the next stitch, and then I'll skip this one and work a front post double crochet around this double crochet from row 13. I'll skip a stitch here and work a double crochet into the next stitch. So I'll just keep repeating that all the way across, and I'll join you when I'm about to complete the row. So I'm about to finish the row. I've made a front post double crochet here, and I have one last stitch left. So I'm going to work a double crochet into the last stitch, chain 1 to secure, then cut my yarn. So I've left a long tail. I'm going to use that to sew. So this is the right side of my booty. You can see this ridge here. So I'm going to fold the right side facing. I'm going to attach my tapestry needle and sew from this end all the way to this point, then change the yarn to this pink and then use that to sew up the sole. So I'm going to go ahead and sew up my booty and make the second one, and then I'll come back to show you what the final project looks like. So this is what the final piece looks like. I've sewn up the booty, you can see. So I decided to make a chain. I made a chain of 80 and then I tie it around. If you don't want to add that, it's totally fine. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Remember, if you would like to make this, if you prefer the written pattern or you'd like to make it in bigger sizes, I have the written pattern in my Ravelry and Etsy store containing 3 sizing options. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Bye.